A Sony TV that restarts on its own every few minutes is not necessarily broken. It is running through a checklist of causes that all have working fixes. The trick is knowing which one applies to your specific situation. Each of these steps targets a different root cause, and most people who follow them in order stop the restarts completely. Number 6. Perform a soft power reset. The fastest and most overlooked fix for a Sony TV that keeps restarting is a complete power reset, not putting the TV into standby, but fully cutting its power supply and forcing a hardware reset of its internal systems from the ground up. Unplug the TV's power cord from the wall outlet completely. Find the physical power button on the TV body itself, not the remote, and press and hold it for 30 full seconds while the TV remains unplugged from the wall. This step drains all residual electrical charge from the TV's capacitors and resets the system's memory in a way that a standard restart cannot accomplish. Keep the TV unplugged for 2 full minutes after releasing the button. When you plug it back in, connect it directly to a wall outlet and not through a power strip or surge protector. Power the TV on and monitor it for the next 10 to 15 minutes. Sony's official support documentation lists this exact power reset sequence as the primary recommended step for involuntary restart issues, and it resolves the problem for a significant number of users without requiring any additional steps. Number 5. Disconnect all HDMI devices. Sony TVs include a feature called Bravia Sync, which is Sony's version of HDMI CEC. This feature allows connected devices like game consoles, Blu-ray players, and soundbars to communicate with the TV and trigger actions automatically, including power commands. When a connected device malfunctions, sends a corrupted signal, or experiences its own software error, it can send an unintended power cycle command through the HDMI cable that forces the Sony TV to restart. Disconnect every HDMI cable from the back of the TV, every single one. Power the TV on with no HDMI devices connected and leave it running for 15 to 20 minutes. If the restart stopped completely, a connected device was sending the restart command through the cable. To identify which device is responsible, reconnect them one at a time. Plug in the first, wait 5 minutes, check for a restart. Repeat for each device. The one you reconnect right before the restart's return is the cause. You can also disable Bravia Sync entirely. Go to Settings, then Watching TV, then External Inputs, then Bravia Sync Settings, and toggle it off to stop all HDMI devices from sending power commands. Number 4. Check for overheating. Sony TVs will automatically restart as a protective measure when the internal temperature exceeds safe operating limits. This is a built-in safety feature designed to prevent damage to critical components, but it means the restarts are a symptom of a ventilation problem rather than a malfunction in the traditional sense. Examine the space around your TV. Sony recommends a minimum of 4 inches of clear space on all sides, top, bottom, and both sides, to allow proper airflow through the TV's ventilation system. If the TV is mounted inside a cabinet built into an entertainment unit, or pressed close against a wall, heat has nowhere to escape, and the TV shuts itself down repeatedly to protect its components. Move the TV if possible to a location with better air circulation around it. Also check the ventilation slots on the back and sides. Dust buildup inside the vents is a very common contributor to overheating in TVs that are 2 or more years old. Use a can of compressed air to clear visible dust from the openings with short directed bursts. Comment whether it restarts randomly or only during one specific app. That single detail helps us point you to the right fix immediately. Number 3. Clear app cache and check storage. If your Sony TV runs on Android TV or Google TV and the restarts happen during streaming, during specific apps, or after the TV has been running for an extended period, a corrupted app cache or critically low internal storage is likely causing the system to crash and restart automatically. Go to Settings, then Apps, then See All Apps. Select each major streaming app individually, Netflix, YouTube, Prime Video, and choose Clear Cache first, then Clear Data. Do this for the 3 or 4 apps you use most often. Also check the TV's available storage space. If internal storage is nearly full, apps cannot function correctly, and the entire system becomes unstable and prone to crashing. Delete any apps you no longer use. Go to Settings, then Device Preferences, then Storage to see how much space currently remains and what is consuming it. After clearing caches and freeing up storage, restart the TV manually and use it through your normal routine. If the restarting stops, a bloated or corrupted app cache was the cause. Number 2. Update the firmware. Sony releases firmware updates that specifically address system stability, crash loops, and unexpected restart behavior on their TV models. Running outdated software on a Sony TV is running known bugs, and a simple system update can resolve a restarting problem that no other step manages to fix. On the remote, press the Help button or go to Settings, then Customer Support or About, and select System Software Update. Choose Automatic Software Download if it is not already enabled. Check whether an update is currently available and install it if one appears. After the update installs and the TV restarts, monitor it over the next hour of normal use. If the firmware was the underlying cause, the involuntary restarts will not return. If the TV cannot connect to the internet to perform the update, download the firmware file from Sony's official support website onto a USB drive and install it manually through the TV's software update section in the settings menu. Number 1. Factory reset the TV. When every other step in this video has been completed and the Sony TV continues to restart on its own, a factory reset is the final software-level fix available before professional service. Over time, system files on a Sony TV can become corrupted, particularly after a failed update, a power interruption during an update, or extended periods of very heavy use. A factory reset replaces all corrupted system data with clean, original software. Go to Settings, then Device Preferences, then Reset. On some Sony models, this is found under Settings, then General, depending on the operating system version. Confirm the reset and allow it to complete fully without interruption. After the reset is done, set the TV up again from scratch and do not restore apps or previous settings automatically. Manually reinstall only the apps you need and monitor the TV carefully over the following days. If the TV continues restarting after a full factory reset with no HDMI devices connected, the main board has a hardware fault, and professional service from a Sony authorized repair center is the appropriate and necessary next step.